it's Tracy from Entrepreneur Girl, and today is Tracy's Tuesday Tips, and we are going to be talking about private label. And we're going to be covering all the way from getting your samples to having our very first private label product. Hi, Amazon. It's Hi, YouTube. It's Tracy from Entrepreneur Girl. We can keep All right, do it again. Bye. This is number 4 in our private label playlist. Hope you check them all out. The link is down below. Okay, so here I am with all of my sample packages. And as you can see, I've been really busy. We have several packages from China. And this is where we've been acquiring our samples. So as you saw on video 3, I just went through the process and how I felt on trying to pick products and communicate with China and get samples for private label. Now this video is going to take us from what happened next. I have made so much progress since I talked to you last. What I want to talk to you about today is what happened after I had all of the samples here at the office, and also how I got it to my first private label product, which you'll see me opening up. There are 2 very important things that I decided to do that I really want to share with you because I think they might make a big difference in your private label. One thing is I decided to try all of the different shipping companies from Alibaba here to the United States in Florida to see if there was any difference. There's 2 that China always tried to use, and this is TNT, the People Network, which I had never heard of. And then there's this one, which is SF Express, which they always want to use. The point of my doing that is that I wanted to see if it would make any difference with customs. I wanted to establish the different prices with the different companies using Air Express. I just wanted to find out the experience with all of them, which one I was happier with. What I settled on was Federal Express. And I also learned that I would not advise using the SF or the TNT that a lot of the distributors wanted me to use because, and this is a big reason why, see all this green tape? Can you see it here? Examined by customs. And see how beat up this box is? This box for this particular sample was stuck in customs for 3 weeks. And I had pretty much come to the conclusion that I've been completely scammed, which, as you know, I was so concerned about going in, but just so you know, I'm not concerned at all anymore. But I was really thinking that I was going to push pay and never see my money again, and I would get these really inexpensive cheap products and you know the rest. But that didn't happen, I'm glad to say. Check with all of the different delivery services and find out for yourself which one you are the happiest using. I don't know, but it seemed like every time I used the China side shipping, the SF Express and the TNT, I had some kind of problem. And I don't know why that is. I don't know if it's just kind of flagged because it's not a United States side type of shipping. I don't know. I'm just saying I had a problem with it, and so I'm not going to go that route. I have settled in on using FedEx. I was really nervous giving so much money to China companies that I didn't have any experience with. I was very concerned that I was going to spend thousands of dollars, and I only had, so much money to invest with this private label. We work hard for our money, and we don't want to see it just, go away. So I thought about it, and this is what I decided to do. I opened up my own FedEx corporate account for shipping. So I was really happy with that idea of having my own account, minimizing my risk China side. Also, FedEx didn't seem to have any problems through customs, at least not to the point that I'm at right now. And I was establishing an account with FedEx that enabled me to get additional price breaks. I changed my wording around on the initial communication letters. The first letter I sent out was kind of like, hi, I'm Tracy from Entrepreneur Girl, and this is what I'm trying to do. I wanted a minimum order of 50 units. And I wanted 1 to 3 samples sent to me so that I could check the quality and then go ahead with a small sample order of 50 units and then make this big, large order later on. A lot of them weren't willing to do the 50 units that I wanted. So I opted to change my communication and say that I'm a large company. We want to send off 10 samples to each of our 5 distribution companies here in the United States, and I need 50 samples in order to do that. 100% of the people that I communicated with said yes after that communication. These were people that had said no previously. What's the difference? The difference was just the perception. The perception was that I was a big company. I was going to be sending it off to 5 distribution plants, and that they were wanting that bigger order. They were bending over backwards to work with me versus it being a struggle. Every product that I have received has been well made, and that was a surprise for me. And I don't mean anything by that. To me though, I kind of had that old impression of China goods being inexpensively made, and I was pleasantly surprised. I had one product out of a dozen that I was a little bit unhappy with, and the company was very quick to respond to me and say that they could use a thicker fabric for this product and they could use better stitching. So there were workarounds around the quality issue of that one product. All the other products I got, I've been really happy with. So that's saying a lot. If you're like me and you're worried about quality, at least my experience, I had a pretty good one. For my first product, I really wanted a low risk, inexpensive product that I could get my feet wet and go through the learning curve with. I didn't want to learn on a product that I was going to mess up. Honestly, I didn't know what I was doing. I could have made a lot of mistakes, and I didn't want them to be really expensive mistakes. So I chose a product that was very lightweight, small, easy to ship, inexpensive to buy and to ship to me and to ship to Amazon. This product should sell, it should make me a profit, but it's not going to make me rich. It's not going to fly off the shelves, but it's going to get me through the whole process. From buying, from receiving, to making the listing, to doing the pictures, to doing the product descriptions, all of it, to a live listing, pay-per-clicks, getting the reviews from friends, all of the steps that we're going to be doing and making videos about, that product is going to help me through. And then I'm going to be able to be in a position to take on more risk with better and bigger and meaner and hairier, and able to make more money from these other products. The great thing about the research stage for me was that I was able to pick out about 20 products that I feel are going to be profitable. So essentially, I have a product line, a whole brand of products ready in queue. All I need to do is purchase them and move forward. So as crazy and as frustrating as that first phase was, it really gave me a good foundation to move forward, because now I have all of these products that I'm really excited about. There was a product that I purchased from Alibaba, and I ordered 3 samples from 3 different companies for this product. I looked at the products, I thought, okay, the quality's good. It was better than I thought. I used them, I threw them around, I was rough with them, to see if there was anything that I needed to alter or change on the product before I ordered the larger order. So I contacted the company. I said I was happy with the quality of the product, and now I was ready to order the 50 units with my logo on it, my custom logo. Well, what I didn't know and learned was that now I'm sending in my logo. Well, now there's a proofing fee, and they want you to actually physically have the sample in hand most times. I've since now worked with other companies that was able to do it through pictures, but not seeing it in person with my logo, there's actually been some mistakes. So this is what I want to tell you to save you from that grief that I went through. Know ahead of time that if you have a custom logo on your product, you will want to have your samples sent with that logo. It saves you a lot of time. It saves you money on getting samples, because samples and being shipped here, no matter what it is, it's going to cost you at least $100. So then I tried to shortcut, and on another product that I ordered, I was able to proof it via pictures through Alibaba and through email. They would take pictures and they would send it to me, and I was able to say, okay, yeah, that looks good, but I didn't hold it in my hand because I didn't do that process. And then when I got the larger order, there were some, I mean, it'll be okay, but I can see changes that I would have made in the logo because it's hard to read one of the letters, and it's my logo. So that's a pretty big deal. So I just wish I had done it the right way first, by getting my logo, just go ahead and getting it sent to me, even if it was a little bit additional money, even if it was a little bit additional time on the front end. It was actually a lot less money and a lot less time later on had I just done that. Second thing I wish I had done differently was, I told you I was getting the 1 to 3 units initially. Now that I'm better, I think a lot of that was fear. I think I wanted to see it and hold it and like, is this whole thing even work? Will I even get my product? Will it not just fall apart in my hands? I think that was a lot of fear that I had. Now I don't think I would do it the same way. Now I think it would be more, have 30 to 50 units sent to me with my logo. That way I'm able to go ahead and create my listing, get my pictures done, get these 30 to 50 units out, getting reviews, getting my listing live, go ahead with my PPC ads and get it going. And then any changes that I had on that initial order, I can make for the larger order. So I have opted to do it that way, just right from the beginning. I'm going to go in at 30 to 50 units with my logo. That's going to be my sample. And then I'm going to be able to place a larger order, because my goal is to have 10 units a day times 30 days. That's 300 units a month that that's my goal to sell. And so 50 units isn't enough anyway, but it's enough to go ahead and get a kickstart, because this back and forth and waiting for things to be shipped and waiting for the communication has really prolonged the process way more than I anticipated. So now that I have a handle on it, that's the way I'm going to do it. And that way, while we're still continuing to communicate, continuing to wait for that large order, I can have a listing live and be making money. I thought was pretty interesting, and I'm going to show it to you. This I thought was really interesting. This is Alibaba website, and this is a response I got back for a product that I was checking into for the possibility of private label. One question I have to confirm with you: are you selling on Amazon? Do you have any other shops online or storage offline? Well, for the product that I was asking about, we do the retailing on Amazon and AliExpress. So it's not good to wholesale them to you and you do the reselling with your logo. So they are selling on Amazon themselves from China, and I'm curious to know if this is going to be a new trend where Alibaba figures out or desires to increase their own company and not only produce the items but sell them to not only to us but to Amazon. So I just wanted to bring that up and hear your comments down below. And the last tip that I want to share with you that I didn't know about is, see those made in China stickers? You need those on every single product that you get from China. You need to make sure that it, or any country, you need to make sure that it has the country of origin on your products. And that is supposed to go through the end user. So those little stickers need to be there through customs. If custom catches that you don't have those stickers on it, they can send it back to the country or they can dispose of it. So this was like a big deal to me because originally I didn't do that, and then I was trying to hurry up and contact the company because I thought they had shipped the goods without the stickers. They had it, we caught it, it was all good, but I want to spare you from that. So you need to have the country of origin on your products somehow marked, and that is supposed to go through end user. So technically speaking, that should go through to your Amazon buyers. They should get it, should have that little sticker, or it should be imprinted on the box or something. So the stage between getting your products chosen and actually getting your first product are basically picking your products, communicating with Alibaba and the different warehouses, getting your samples sent to you, okaying the samples, making any changes, getting your logo on it, and having the next smaller, bigger order sent to you. And once you have those units, your very first product. I wish I could show you what's in this box, but it's untaped now. Drum roll. And I can't even begin to tell you how it feels to see your own logo on a finished product. It went from my board to China to a product to my office, and oh my gosh, guys, this makes everything so worth it. I'm going to be doing separate videos on photography, creating your listing, getting your reviews, making your product live, and doing your PPC ads. That's all part of phase 2. We're all going to be covering it here on the YouTube channel, and I'm feeling a lot better. I'm feeling very confident now in my ability to find products. I am, however, still really nervous that the products aren't going to sell, or they're not going to make me the money that I'm hoping that they're going to make. So I guess I'm a little fearful of not being able to reach my own expectations with private label. So I'd say that's my biggest fear right now. And I'm just keeping moving forward and pushing through and gaining that momentum to make as many products as I can live. First time I made my first PayPal purchase for the big order, I was like, ah! And that was a little nerve-wracking. Of course, getting the package was like super happy and exciting, and I just wanted to go out and celebrate. That was super fun. Going through it, you're just like, oh, I'm never gonna figure this out. And you do figure it out. It's the same way for you too. I hope this video was really helpful to you guys. I hope you're well on your way into private label. It's just one more step doing our e-commerce dream. If you have any questions that I can help you with, or anybody else here on the YouTube channel, please comment below. Like, it's a little thread for our own YouTube community down in the comment section below, and that way we can help each other out and continue to learn from each other. There are some thumbs up. I think it's down here. Thumbs do count, so please go ahead and thumbs up right there. Just go ahead and click it now. I love you guys. I look forward to the next video.